Stop looking at the reactor designs. Everyone is obsessed with who builds the best reactor. Westinghouse, GE, Rolls-Royce. It doesn't matter. That is a beauty contest. I don't care who wins the beauty contest. I care who sells the makeup. Today we are breaking down the only company that has a monopoly on the physics of the nuclear renaissance. The market thinks this is a sleepy Navy contractor. I think it's the most mispriced monopoly in the S&P 500. Let's talk about BWX Technologies. Friday, December 12, 2025 was a gift. The stock dropped 5% because hedge funds are playing arbitrage games with a convertible note. They are looking at liquidity. We are looking at solvency. While they were selling, BWXT posted a backlog explosion of 119%. That is not growth. That is a regime change. Here is the variant perception that the tourists are missing. BWXT isn't a contractor anymore. It is the TSMC of Nuclear. Just like you can't build an AI center without Taiwan Semiconductor, you physically cannot build a microreactor without BWXT's fuel. We are buying the Foundry of Physics at a discount because Wall Street is distracted by a bond issuance. Forget the old conglomerate label. This is a precision weapon with 5 chambers. We split them into the anchors and the rockets. The anchor is the Navy business. They build the engines for nuclear submarines. It's boring, it's classified, and it prints guaranteed cash. It's the unshakable foundation. But the rockets are why we are waking up early. We have TRISO fuel manufacturing, SMR components, and a secret biotech startup hiding in the basement. The narrative has shifted from maintaining the fleet to powering the grid. The anchor keeps us safe. The rockets make us rich. I hate the word moat. It's overused. Let's call this what it is, a physics fortress. BWXT manufactures TRISO fuel. Picture a poppy seed of uranium wrapped in ceramic armor that literally cannot melt. The thermal limit is higher than the steel of the reactor itself. It is meltdown-proof physics. And here's the kicker. You can't just decide to compete with them. You need an NRC Category 1 license. Do you know how hard that is to get? It takes a decade of paperwork and $1 billion of compliance. BWXT is the only commercial entity in the U.S. that has the keys to the kingdom. This isn't a lead. It's a monopoly. The headline numbers were good, revenue up 29%, but I want you to look deeper. Look at the commercial operations line. It's up 122%. That is the GreenCandle signal. For 50 years, this company served one customer, the Pentagon. Now, the private sector is knocking down the door. This is the pivot point. Government revenue is low margin and steady. Commercial revenue is high margin and explosive. As the mix shifts toward commercial, the entire company re-rates. We aren't just getting bigger, we are getting more profitable. The margin expansion story hasn't even hit the front page yet. In this game, you follow the atoms. The uranium starts at Centrus, but it has to pass through BWXT's Lynchburg facility to become useful. They are the toll booth for the atomic age, and on September 30th, they secured a $1.6 billion contract for high-purity depleted uranium. That contract is the golden handcuffs. It locks the U.S. government into BWXT's supply chain for the next 2 decades. They effectively own the domestic capacity for defense materials. When the Department of Defense is your captive customer for 20 years, you sleep very well at night. The Navy pays the rent, but the world pays the bonus. BWXT just got named the owner's engineer for a massive plant in Bulgaria. Why does that matter? Because it proves they are becoming the Halliburton of Nuclear. They are becoming the global service arm for the entire industry. It doesn't matter if the reactor is American, Canadian, or European. If it splits atoms, BWXT wants to service it, refuel it, and fix it. They are moving from building components to selling expertise, and expertise has infinite gross margins. Here is the free option embedded in the stock: BWXT Medical. They figured out how to harvest medical isotopes from commercial reactors without the dirty waste. This stuff, molybdenum-99, is used in 40 million scans a year. It's the lifeblood of modern medicine. We are waiting on the FDA green light in early 2026. When that happens, this sleepy industrial segment suddenly looks like a high-growth biotech firm. The market is assigning zero value to this today. I think it's worth $20 a share on its own. It's a lottery ticket where the numbers have already been drawn and we're just waiting to cash it. People ask, what about Westinghouse? What about Rolls-Royce? Stop it. They are the generals fighting the war. BWXT is the arms dealer selling to all sides. Westinghouse sells the reactor design. BWXT pours the heavy steel and bakes the fuel. In a gold rush, the guys digging the holes go bust. The guy selling the shovels buys the saloon. BWXT is the shovel seller. Let the reactor designers fight over contracts. We will sit back and manufacture the pressure vessels for whoever wins. Neutrality is profitable. Let's talk about the drop. The stock fell because of a convertible note offering. That is just finance guys doing finance things. It creates short-term pressure, but it gave the company $1 billion in cash. That is a war chest for acquisitions. The real risk isn't the debt, it's the physics. If Project Paley, the portable army reactor, fails its thermal stress tests in 2027, the growth story takes a hit. But right now, the only thing melting down is the short thesis. The fundamentals are colder than liquid nitrogen. You might look at a 50x PE and flinch. Don't. You pay a premium for monopolies. You paid 50x for NVIDIA. You paid 50x for Costco. Quality is never on the clearance rack. We are targeting 224 hours, which is a 28% upside from here. The market is valuing this as a low-growth defense stock. We are valuing it as a high-growth clean tech infrastructure play. The moment the algorithms recategorize BWXT from industrial to tech, the multiple expands automatically. We are front-running the relabeling. Technically, we are back at the scene of the crime. The $172 to $175 level was the massive breakout zone earlier this year. Now, we are retesting it as support. This is where the institutions, the smart money, reload their clips. The RSI has cooled off. The froth is gone. The weak hands have been shaken out by the convertible note news. This is the accumulation zone. We don't chase green candles. We buy the red ones that land on support. This is textbook. The bears will tell you it's priced for perfection. They'll say 46x earnings leaves no room for error, and they aren't entirely wrong. If the government cuts nuclear subsidies, or if the FDA delays the medical device, we could see a haircut down to $90. But here is the counter. The backlog is at record highs. The demand for power is exponential. The risk isn't that demand disappears. The risk is that BWXT can't build fast enough. I will take execution risk over demand risk any day of the week. Here is the play. We are going to use the risk reversal strategy. We sell the January 2026 puts at $160. We are telling the market, if you want to give me this stock at $160, I will take it with a smile. We take that cash premium and buy the $190 calls. This is a heads I win, tails I buy a monopoly at a discount trade. It finances our upside exposure for free. It's aggressive. It's calculated, and it leverages the high volatility to our advantage. Don't just buy the stock, engineer the trade. BWX Technologies is the industrial heartbeat of the nuclear future. It has the license, the physics, and the backlog. The 5% drop on Friday was a mispricing event caused by paper pushers. We are capitalizing on their short-term vision. Disclaimer: I'm a guy on the internet with a green logo, not your financial advisor. Do your own homework. Watch the $175 level. The fuel is loaded. The reactor is hot. Class dismissed.